As you know, my goal is to give you an entire home tour once this house is completely finished. It is a very, very slow and steady process. Today, we are gonna do my office. So keep in mind, this is a 2-in-1 space for me now. My office is much larger than the office that I had at my previous home. So this works as my at-home office, but also my filming studio. So I've got a lot of goodies to share with you. So let's go ahead and get started with my office tour. So here we are at the entrance to my office, and we actually have some friends inside waiting for us. Let's go check it out. Before we dive into the entire room tour, I did want to share my new HP laptop. This is an OLED 3-in-1 touchscreen laptop, and I am really, really impressed with the features and options that this has. If you've been around for a while, you know that I don't consider myself a super techie person. However, it's really important that I have a good computer with everything that I do. So this one is an Intel Evo platform. It has a Core i7, 16 gigabytes of memory, and 1 terabyte of an SSD card. I did partner with Best Buy for today's video, so make sure to check out all the links down below in the info box. I'm going to link this laptop, and again, if everything that I've said so far is a little too techy, just know that this laptop is super impressive. There are several different ways that you can use it. It is a touchscreen. It's got a 17-inch monitor, but you can utilize the monitor in a few different ways. You can utilize it like a tablet. It's got a pen option as well. So I am still learning a lot of the features that this laptop offers. And if you're anything like me, I am constantly doing multiple things at once, especially whenever I'm working on my computer. One of my favorite features is that you can do a split screen and scroll through TikTok or watch a Netflix video while you're getting your work done. One of the other features that I really like is not only is the screen touchscreen, but you technically have 3 different ways to use and access anything on your laptop. You've got the touchscreen, you've got the pad, but you also have the pen. If you are currently trying to decide between a desktop computer or a laptop, this is a really good option. The 17-inch opened up monitor can work perfect at home as a monitor, and then you can compact it just like you see here to use it as a laptop, and then it just travels with you really, really easy, and everything is all here. So I love the flexibility and the functionality of that option as well. So not only do you have the power of a laptop, but you get all of the functionality of a tablet. I know I'm showing you a lot of B-roll, but I thought I would go ahead and do a little live demo of it as well. So as you can see, this is the functionality of what we would consider a traditional laptop. I love this obviously because this is perfect for on the go, or if you're sitting at a cafe working. It just makes it really, really easy, and it's very, very compact. The next option, which also keeps a really nice compact footprint, is sliding the keyboard down, and it just elongates the monitor, so you have this section as well, which is really nice. You can even lengthen the monitor further by completely removing the keyboard, and you have this sort of tablet slash laptop hybrid. And then switching to the full monitor is really, really easy. You can see the full size here, and the kickstand is here on the bottom. You just pop that out, and you still are taking up very little room, but now it serves almost as a desktop. And then the last option, of course, is to use it as a flat tablet. This is going to be great if you're an artist or you do any sort of drawing, because you have the option to utilize the pen. You can use the pen in any format they're utilizing this, but this is such a great way to draw or sketch. You really do have a lot of options when it comes to this. It can serve as your at-home main computer, or like I said, an on-the-go laptop. It makes it really easy. Make sure to check out all the links down below in the info box. I will link this laptop as well as give a little bit more information if you want some more of the technology specs. Thanks again to Best Buy for partnering with me on this portion of the video, and let's go ahead and dive into the rest of my office tour. I'm gonna go ahead and start out in the studio portion of my office. This is the area that I will say can definitely get a little bit cluttered, because this is where clothing first comes before I try on, or once I know that I need clothing or accessories for a specific video. So I have a couple of bins down here. One is my empties bin. So I just kind of keep track of all my empties in that bin. Once that bin gets filled, then I know I need to film an empties video. I do have video and content needed for everything that you see here on this rack. So it's either new stuff that I need to create new content for, or maybe it's campaigns kind of go on these racks. And then my entire setup here is my lighting, my camera, my ring light, my microphone, and then of course I have a little stand that my computer goes on here, my phone, or anything that I need for filming. I love the fact that I have this space and it's just such an open room. I do have an area rug here, as you can see. This is actually the area rug that I had in my previous office. I loved it so much that I went ahead and brought this here. It's the perfect size because it is kind of grounds this space here, but then you have a lot of room here for my chair, my office chair, to scoot back. And this area is more of my office space. It was really, really important for me to create custom built-ins in here where everything that I needed for my office space was hidden in either drawers. You can see I have drawers on the bottom, or cabinets up top. But then I also wanted a little bit of decor. I'm kind of keeping my Hermes box collection here. So everything from my Hermes collection, all of the boxes that I get go here. And I just kind of like the way that looks. But I have my printer here, extra paper, my files, things like that for paperwork, and then any sort of additional office supplies are here. And then on that side, I keep all of my extra lenses, cameras, filming equipment, charging, things like that. And then of course, more files and paperwork are there. If you are looking to create an at-home office, creating a desk area and built-ins and cabinets and drawers is so important. This piece was really, really important when putting this office together, and I love the way that it turned out. And this area right here serves as my backdrop. So I like to keep this area very clean and clutter-free. This is where I keep my Amazon favorites as well. So if you ever see anything new added to this rack, it's an Amazon find. And then of course I always keep my favorite pair of heels. When I'm doing a try on, I usually grab those. That hat actually needs to go in my closet. I just haven't brought it there yet. But I have another one of these racks. I ended up ordering 3 of them because I wanted one to be for display and the other 2 on the other side to be more for functioning items as they're coming in or needed for filming. This last wall here is basically my window wall, but I also have my floor length mirror here. I love the fact that I get so much natural light in this room, but I also added can lights in here as well as a very high bulb amount chandelier. This is actually the chandelier that came from my office at my other home. I loved how many light bulbs this exact chandelier had because I knew that I needed a lot of light. So I went ahead and brought this one over. And then I had the contractors add 4 additional can lights in here because I knew that this was gonna be my primary filming room. And I knew that it was important that I had good lighting in here in addition to the natural light that I get from these 2 windows here. If you didn't watch my home remodel tour, I do want to point out a few things in here that didn't exist when we purchased this home. All of this custom wainscoting was not here, so we had the contractor add that. Of course, the flooring was all changed out to the new wood. And then obviously, as mentioned, I did have the entire book and built-in area custom made in addition to the additional lighting. Obviously, the room was painted. And one of the things that I just want to give a little tip in regards to painting spaces, I always recommend painting the ceilings the same color as the walls. So even though it does look a little bit darker, it's actually the same color. I just feel like it looks really clean and cohesive. I ended up doing Sherwin-Williams Snowbound in here, and I just think it looks so beautiful and fresh. But because this room was basically all either cabinetry or the wainscoting, which is also cabinetry basic, like it's cabinetry wood, I wanted everything to be painted just like cabinetry wood, and I just love the way that it turned out. The last thing that I want to point out is my desk area. As you can see, I did have the builder come out a little bit deeper so that this area felt really, really comfortable and oversized when I was sitting here. I also knew that I wanted this particular desk to function as two different spaces, not only have a space for my laptop, but also have a vanity mirror here so that if I wanted to ever turn this into a get ready with me space, I had this option. And because I've got such a deep space, I actually have a dog bed under there. And as you can see, Izzy and Minnie are taking a nap. Speaking of taking a nap, Miss Roxy is in my catch-all basket. This is where I put packages as they arrive or anything that I plan on sharing soon that I haven't been able to go through. Look at that little face. So I am not going to go through every cabinet and drawer just because they're not fully organized, but I did want to just kind of share something that I did set up here. So keep in mind, this is a mess right now, but I've got an entire charging station here. This is where I charge my wireless chargers, you know, speakers, things like that. And then of course I've got some equipment here, tripods, and then I've got a lot more equipment up there, but this is where I keep everything. I love the fact that I can have such functional spaces like this, but because they're inside the drawers and cabinets, everything just looks really, really clean. So there you have it, my 2-in-1 studio and office space. As always, I'm sure this space will continue to evolve with me over time, but I'm really, really happy with how it's turned out so far.